Menin ke sengi ka arpoi terik ubenai Februari arjar arusau kalapoi sa ke sengi ka basau na kabanta ka mangtengka jong usnem arjar arusau hapo ke ying dor bar thau ain ka mekalia haba ajeng keren sepang kamat jong ki polis ki batrai haki kam pelipding uba Brightstar wel mar beniong ubadai ukertong jong ka Voice of the People Party na Maulai constituency ula ong ngas ngothu shai ba ya ka jingdon kam jong ka Fire and Emergency Services na mar ba menshwa utrai hakani ka kam bat ula don ru ya ka experience sepang kani ka kam bat uong ka Sngewsih kalong baki Nongtrei hapo ka Police Department kiba peit na kabanta ka kam Pynlip ding ki Khlem yo ya ka Jingïada Kaba Pura.
I would like to thank the speaker for giving me the opportunity to participate in the governor's address. I would like to highlight some of the points based on the address made by the governor with regard to the government policy. Coming to Home Police Department, I'm happy that the governor in his speech had specifically mentioned the strengthening of fire and emergency services. But what I would like to urge upon the government is, yes, I personally understand the importance of fire and emergency services since I'm part of this service before, and I have had the experience as a fireman, where in many instances, the fireman is the first responder to any emergency situation. But the sad reality is that the fireman is not fully protected, whether while encountering a fire incident or doing rescue work. I just would like to recollect one incident where in the year 2012 or 13, if I'm not mistaken, while I was still posted in Maulai Fire and Emergency Services. What happened during that year? There was a flood around the river Umkra, where most of these houses along the river Umkra, they have been submerged under the water. So as the station, Maulai Fire Station, we were the first respondent to this emergency. And the sad reality is, we went on a mission to rescue the people, but we are not fully armed to deal with the situation. So my request before the government is to kindly look into the safety and security of the firemen. Many a times I've seen in the department where I was part of, the government are very much happy in procuring new vehicle in the form of fire tenders. And there was an instances where there are more fire tenders in the fire station than the sanction post of a driver fireman. So we can understand the situation. There should be a balance. Yes, we need new fire tender to deal with the new situation, but then at the same time, it is also important to sanction new posts. And coming to food and civil supplies. Yes, in his speech, the governor said that the public distribution system of Meghalaya is being modernized through infusion of technology. But then, I've been encountering for the last 1 year, where the people from my constituency came up to me, where many want to enroll themselves to avail the public distribution system. But it has come to my knowledge from my people itself, from my constituency, where for the last 3 years, it seems that there is no new connection nor enrollment of new beneficiaries. And interestingly, in the last few months, I've seen in the newspaper, in Assam, more than 30,000 new beneficiaries have been added to the public distribution system. So I urge upon the government to kindly look into this matter so as to help those families who live below the poverty line. Coming to education, I'm happy that the government remains committed to providing quality education in all aspects. But then, one pertinent issues that crept up in each and every family today is the problem of CUET, which have been introduced since 2022. Yes, the central government have been kind enough to allow the students of our state not to appear for the CUET, but it seems from this year it will be compulsory. I would like to know from the government how prepared is our government to deal with this problem. In fact, just recently, I've come across some students. I would like to cite one example about one school in Shillong, where there are 50 students who are appearing for their class 12 examination this year. I was surprised that out of the 50 students, only 10 have registered to appear for the CUET. Out of curiosity, I was inquiring from one of the students, what is the reason behind? And this student informed me that these 40 students did not register themselves for CUET out of fear, because through past experience, these examinations have been announced at the last moment. And at the same time, since the government so far have not been able to prepare centers for our students from our states, many of our students have to sit for this examination outside of the state. Some of them have to venture out even till the western part of our country, to West Bengal, Tripura, and therefore, many of these students, especially who comes from a poor background, they feel that it is beyond their reach to ask their own children to sit for the CUET examination because of the financial implication. If this is the situation, if this is the reality, when it comes to only one school in Shillong, how much more is the ramification when we talk about the state in general? Therefore, I would have expected from the governor in his speech to clearly lay it out whether the government is fully prepared to conduct the CUET examination within the state. As we are aware, in last year, there were more than 20,000 students who cleared their class 12 examination, let alone who have cleared the degree examination. Are the government prepared for all these? Coming to sports and youth affairs, yes, the government has been very more proactive. In fact, our Honorable Chief Minister had mentioned that this government will spend around 1,000 crores for the next 5 years to concentrate with sports development within the state. Yes, I agree that we do need good, not just good, but world-class infrastructure. It is no doubt very important.
Please try
And
to
at the
wind
same
up.
time, yes sir, I'm
The time
coming.
is up.
And at the same time, this government, it is an expert in organizing many events, spending tens and tens of crores. But then, I will also urge upon the government to kindly invest also on the athletes. Because I find out many a times that when many of our young boys who have been selected to represent the state going outside for national and even international events, they have not been looked after from their TA, their lodging and even fooding. And just a few days, some of the youth from my constituency and outside have even contacted me, where we are all aware that government, as part or an offshoot of the sports policy, they have launched the sports scholarship. But interestingly, these sports person
You have already
have
exceeded 10 minutes. Please.
informed me, yes sir, I'm coming,
Please wind up.
that presently our team, football team, they are there in Arunachal to compete for the Santosh Trophy. But these same boys called me yesterday. Last year, they were the runners-up. And the government, through the sports scholarship, had announced that they will be providing a scholarship to these boys who have brought laurels to the state. But till today, they are there, competing again in the Santosh Trophy, but they have not received this scholarship. And the same is with other athletes in different disciplines.
Please wind up, please.
Coming to
No,
transportation.
There are more than still 4 more speakers to.
Okay, so let me just wind up.
Little time for them. I cannot give time. Please wind up.
Okay, coming to transportation, I've seen that the government has failed to mention with regard to public transportation, and especially with regards to the ISBT, Interstate Bus Terminal, where I've learned from those people who are there in the ISBT that the ISBT is not fully functional. And then coming to public works, PWD department, it is sad to say that the national highway.
Please wind up. I've given you 11 minutes already.
I will need more time, sir, to
please.
discuss.
There are still some more. I've given time only till 1 o'clock. After that, we have a lot of business to do. So, please try to wind up.
The public work department, in fact, the national highway passing through Maulai is in a pathetic condition. Time and again, I have had discussion with the department concerned, but then it is going nowhere. So I will request on the government through the minister in charge to kindly look into the matter. And I feel the need that certain locations in Shillong, we need this foot over bridge. And even in my constituency, there are certain locations where I feel that we need foot over bridge to be constructed.
Please wind up.
And lastly, coming to the urban affairs. Yes, I'm happy to learn from the government that the government is intended to build the new Shillong township in 2 phases. The first phase is an administrative city at Mau Dieng Dieng and a world-class and a knowledge city at Mau Khanu. But then, through the governor's address, the governor has failed to mention one important aspect, and that is with regard to waste management.
Yeah, please.
Therefore, I would like
Please wind
the
up, please. Otherwise,
government
this
of the
will
day
not go on
to
record.
look into this matter. Thank you.
Thank you.